guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks from the basement of things where we are hidden. No. Leah said something real fancy earlier, and I couldn't remember what it was. But
welcome to the underground
resistance
broadcasting
network.
You will now know why we are called the Resistance Chicks,
right?
Because if you are receiving this broadcast, you are part of the resistance.
You are. I listened to the entire transcript read by, and that's what I wanted to play, by Glenn Beck and
you read that, play that first, and then we'll play. Are we playing the entire transcript?
No, just part of it, just so they can get an idea of this is. It's actually not a parody. It's the actual transcript. Granted, the guy is a Trump impersonator, but Glenn Beck is impersonating Zelensky, and so you get a real feel of what the phone call would be like. But this is the exact transcript that they are reading from, word for word here. So I'm going to play this. I'm not going to make it bigger. I'm going to leave it.
Oh, tremendous. Hello. How are you?
Mr. President.
Hello. Listen. Yes, it's me, the greatest president in the history of presidents. Listen, congratulations on your great victory. You know, we watched here from the United States, and you did a terrific job. Terrific job. The way you came from behind, somebody who wasn't really given a chance, I have to tell you. You ended up winning easily. Fantastic achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you. You know, you're absolutely right, Mr. President. We did win big here. You know, we worked very hard for this. We worked a lot, but I'd like to confess that we had an opportunity to learn from you. We used quite a few of your skills and knowledge, and we were able to use it as an example for our elections. And yes, it is true that it was a unique election. You know what I'm saying? I think I should run more often, so you can call me more often. We can talk on the phone more often, you know? Ha, 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 ha.
That's it. That's a very good idea, I have to tell you. I think your country is very happy about that.
Well, yes, I have to tell you the truth. We are trying to work hard because we want to drain the swamp here in our own country, you know? We brought in many new people, not old politicians, not typical politicians, because we want to have a new kind of format, new type of government. And you are a great teacher for us in that.
Well, it's very nice that you say so.
Yes.
And I say that we do a lot for the Ukraine. You know, we spend a lot of effort and time, much more than European countries are doing, and they should be helping you more than they are. Germany does almost nothing for you.
Yes.
All they do is talk, and I think it's something that you should really ask them about. You know, when I was speaking to Angela Merkel, she talks Ukraine, but she doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
A lot of the European countries are the same way, so I think it's something you want to look at. But the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. Yes. I wouldn't say that's a reciprocal necessarily, because things are happening that are not good. But the United States has been very, very good to
Yes,
Ukraine.
you know, you're absolutely right, Mr. President. Not only 100%, but actually 1,000%. And I can tell you the following. I did talk to Angela Merkel. I met with her, and also met and talked with Macron, the Frenchman, and I told them what they're doing, not quite as much as they need to be doing on issues with sanctions. You know, the European Union should be our biggest partner, but technically, United States, bigger partner than European Union. And I'm grateful, very grateful to you, because United States doing quite a lot for Ukraine. You know, I'd also like to thank you for your great support in area of defense. We are ready to continue to cooperate for next steps. Specifically, we're almost ready to buy more javelins from United States for defense purposes.
Great, that's fantastic. Well, I would like you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot, and Ukraine knows all about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say that CrowdStrike. Yes. I guess that's you'll leave one of your wealthy people. The server, they say Ukraine has it. There's
Yes.
a lot of things that went on, the whole situation. I think
Yes.
you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people.
Yes.
I would like to have the Attorney General call you and your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it.
Yes.
As you saw yesterday, the whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a man named Robert Mueller.
Not a good
An
guy.
incompetent performance, but they say a lot of it started with Ukraine.
Hmm.
Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it if that's possible.
But yes, very important to me, and everything you mentioned earlier. For me as president, very important that we are open for any future cooperation. You know what I'm saying here? We are ready to be opening
of course.
new page on cooperation in relations between United States and Ukraine. For that purpose, I just recalled our ambassador from United States. He'll be replaced by a very competent, very experienced ambassador who worked very hard, making sure that our two nations are getting closer. Wink, wink. I also wanted to assure you once again that you have nobody but friends around us. I will make sure I surround myself with best, most experienced people. I want to tell you that you and we are friends. We are great friends, you and me, Mr. President. And we have friends in country that we can continue our strategic partnership. Wink, wink. I also plan to surround myself with great people in addition to that investigation. But I guarantee, as President of Ukraine, that all investigations will be done openly and candidly. That I can assure you.
Good, because I heard that you had a prosecutor who was very good, and they shut that down, and that was really unfair. A lot of people are talking about that, the way they shut down your very good prosecutor and highly respected man. He was a good prosecutor, and you have some very bad people.
Bad people.
Mr. Giuliani is highly respected. He was the mayor of New York City, a great mayor, and I would like him to call you. I will ask him to call you along with the Attorney General. Rudy very much knows what's happening. He's a very capable guy. And if you could speak to him, that would be great. The former ambassador from the United States, the woman was bad news.
All
women. The people she was dealing with in Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know. Well, I want to let you know that. The other thing is there's a lot of talk about Biden's son. That Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with Attorney General Barr would be great.
Okay.
Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into that, you know, it sounds horrible to me.
Well, I want to tell you about prosecutor. First of all, I'm in understanding, wink, wink, and knowledgeable about situation. Since we have one absolute majority in Parliament, next prosecutor general be 100% my people. One candidate who will be approved by Parliament and will start as prosecutor in September. And I would kindly ask you, if you have any additional information you can provide to us, it'd be very helpful for the investigation. Make sure that we administer justice in our country. Wink, wink.
Well, I will have Mr. Giuliani give you a call, and I'm also going to have Attorney General Bill Barr call, and we will get to the bottom of this.
So, there you go.
All right, so now you've that is exactly how Trump would talk to anybody.
Right.
Nothing surprises me there whatsoever.
Right.
He's talking to the guy in Ukraine who won a 73% majority.
Now, if they miss our show on Wednesday.
Yeah, Vladimir Zelensky. He was an actor.
Of a TV show?
Playing a part.
Well, okay.
The guy who becomes prime minister.
Right, I think we kept saying president, but it is prime minister in Ukraine.
I think so. Or president.
Is it president? Now we're really,
I don't know. But here's the thing. That's exactly how you would expect a Trump conversation to go. They probably all sound that way.
Right.
And he's talking about issues that pertain to the Ukraine. If he did not talk about Biden and Hunter Biden, the fact that our own government tried to or did blackmail the Ukrainian government, that would be the number one thing that you would talk to them. So this is Adam Schiff opening up his intelligence committee hearing And he's supposedly reading from Trump's transcript.
Of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. This is, in sum and character, what the president was trying to communicate.
Okay. He literally you cannot start a committee hearing by making things up.
Right.
Okay? Betty says, wow, my jaw is on the floor. Intelligence Committee Adam Schiff just fabricated out of thin air the contents of the Trump phone call. Not a word he says here was in it. This is unhinged. Okay? Unhinged.
So Wolf Robinson says his first words were not "this is exact." He said, "This is my take on what was said," and that's the thing, though. It doesn't matter if he's saying this is my take on what he said. Your job is to say this is what was said, not my take. You interpret. You are this person, Adam Schiff, is filtering it through a biased opinion. It's a hearing. You're not supposed to be biased. Exactly. You're supposed to present the facts.
It's called hearsay. That would be
How
called
about
hearsay.
This is what was said, and read that and say the way that I interpret that, because I don't like the president, is that he said this. But at some point you have to present the facts.
Imagine how bankrupt, twisted, and corrupt you must be to sit before the live TV cameras and the world and fabricate a dozen quotes from the President of the United States, all while chairing the House Intelligence Committee. Furthermore, you have the transcript right in front of you. Okay? So Trump says, Representative Adam Schiff fraudulently read to Congress. And many people didn't know. He had to come back and say, well, I assume that you would know that it...
Well, it's like the show you did the other day, though. Some people thought you were serious about the climate kids. You should have started.
But I wasn't holding a hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
On it in front of the entire world, trying to impeach the president.
Exactly. I just discovered. I just recovered that and give it away. We were given this fidget pen, and Leah always loses her marbles like Nancy. And then I found it, and now you dropped it. You dropped it. No, you're going to lose them again.
Okay.
She can't hold on to her marbles.
Okay, Trump. Representative Adam Schiff fraudulently read to Congress with millions of people watching, and that was the key. Millions of people did not read the script.
Right.
He read it like this is what Trump said.
Right.
He didn't say, and he was in front of millions of people.
Right.
The title of my live stream was, or did they?
I know.
Okay, so.
Right. I'm giving you a hard time.
A version of my conversation with the president of Ukraine that doesn't exist. He was supposedly reading the exact transcript version of the call, but he completely changed the words to make it sound horrible and me sound guilty. He was desperate and he got caught. Adam Schiff therefore lied to Congress and attempted to defraud the American public. He has been doing this for years. I am calling for him to immediately resign from Congress based on this fraud. He's been doing this for 2 years. He is a sick man. What else has Schiff fabricated? He's also the guy behind the Russian hoax.
Right.
So, let's see. On another note, we're going to keep going around and around this because this is where the Democrats are circling their wagons, so we've got to circle with them. Putin is wondering, well, I'm never going to call you again. Because I thought
world leader is going to think I'm never going to call you again. I mean, if you're the president of the United States and you're talking to a world leader anywhere around the world, that phone call should be confidential.
Volodymyr Zelensky didn't know that they were going to release his side of it.
They thought that he was just going to release Trump's.
And that's not fair to any world leader for it to just be released.
Right.
So, with the Democrats going all in with a rare impeachment process for the fourth time ever in American history, it appears Moscow couldn't resist the opportunity to troll, while also perhaps legitimately slamming what is a deeply unusual practice in foreign relations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's office is said to be bristling over the embarrassing release of the Trump call. And I would be embarrassed too.
Yeah.
This is a call. I just won. You're loose. You're talking to the president. Things are rolling off your lips. And English is not your first language. Which, of course, means Kremlin officials have grabbed the popcorn to sit back and enjoy the show. The Kremlin says it hopes the U.S. will not release the transcripts of Vladimir Putin's calls with Donald Trump after a whistleblower claimed the White House was hiding records of the U.S. president's phone conversations with foreign leaders. Spokesman for the President Putin's office, Dmitry Peskov, told the reporters on Friday that Russia would, of course, like to hope that we won't get that kind of situation in our bilateral relations, which are already full of extremely serious problems. As this practice is fairly unusual as a rule. Materials from conversations between world leaders are usually classified secret or top secret and not published. Meanwhile, Politico reported Thursday that the White House annoyed and embarrassed Ukraine's president by releasing comments in the private conversation with Donald Trump.
But, okay, so yes, but we saw how Zelensky was talking to the president at the press conference saying, listen, I wasn't pressured, I wasn't pressed. You know, he was totally comfortable and cool with it. The fact that the conversation it was a nothing burger. There was nothing there to be embarrassed about.
So he was embarrassed over the attitude of fawning over Trump. But the president just called you, and I would be fawning as well. So there is that. Let's see. All right, so Donald Trump has some words to say. Bloomberg has published since. Confirming reports in the New York Times and the Los Angeles Times, Bloomberg has obtained video from a private meeting between President Trump and 50 American diplomats where a freewheeling, free-speaking President Trump cracked jokes about Adam Schiff and Joe Biden and declared that whoever leaked the information about the Ukraine call to the whistleblower is close to a spy. He was typically off the cuff style. He declared that we are at war.
Because that's close to a spy. I want to know who's the person that gave the whistleblower? Who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information? Because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? The spies and treason, right? We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah, he's joking. He's saying we do handle it differently.
And then you have Sleepy Joe Biden, who's dumb as a rock. Then it turns out that they had senators, Democrat senators, that went over there and strong-armed the guy. You better damn well do this or you're not going to get any money from Congress. Oh, I see. That's okay. And then you have Sleepy Joe Biden, who's dumb as a rock. This guy was dumb on his best day. And he's not having his best day right now. He's dumb as a rock. So you have Sleepy Joe, and he goes up, and his kid, who's got a lot of problems, got thrown out of the Navy for problems. I mean, look, I'm not gonna. It's a problem. That's a problem. So we won't get into it.
Drug addict.
He got thrown out of the Navy, and now this kid goes into Ukraine, walks away with millions of dollars, and he becomes a consultant for $50,000 a month, and he doesn't know anything compared to anybody in this room.
That's really true.
It is.
He was totally incompetent for the job, which goes to show you that he was just a puppet. And that's what I think, and that's why I said on Wednesday's show, I think Biden was getting some of that money.
He also says, you know, these animals in the press, they're animals. Some of the worst human beings you'll ever meet. They're scum. Many of them are scum. They are actually scum. They are definitely scum. So we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Okay, so we talked about this.
Gentleman from Arizona.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You know what? We're going to talk about guns later.
Fewer than...
You can stop.
Well, and Trump keeps saying on all of his videos, like, I'm trying to talk to Nancy Pelosi about gun control, like their #1 topic. No one will talk to me. I can't get anything done because they're so busy wasting the American people's time. You do realize that these people are paid to do a job. And so far, since 2016, not even 17, their sole job has been to try to get Trump out of the first 4 years of his presidency. They failed at that. Now they're trying to get him out of the next 4 years of his presidency because he will be elected in 2020. They are getting paid to do nothing.
So here we have Jake Tapper calling us just a bunch of an army of trolls.
Oh my gosh.
Pointed out, Sabrina, that Nixon had a much better legal apparatus to defend him, and Bill Clinton did as well during their impeachments, than President Trump has. But President Trump has something that Nixon did not have. He has Fox News. He is an army of trolls. He has websites that will defend anything he says or does. And that could very well come into play. They are already coming to his defense.
That would be us, but not because we don't just come to Trump. And a lot of sites don't just defend Trump willy-nilly. But when was the last time CNN had anything good to say about Trump?
Exactly.
And when was the last time they had anything bad to say about Obama?
Right.
So there's the hypocrisy note of the day. So here's Nancy Pelosi, the speaker who tried to launch an impeachment inquiry without a House vote, thinks the Attorney General has gone rogue for upholding the law.
I do think the Attorney General has gone rogue. He has for a long time now. And since he was mentioned in all of this, it's curious that he would be making decisions about how the complaint would be handled.
Was that too loud?
Well, Renata B keeps saying that the videos are really, really loud and we're soft and they're having to do a constant adjustment.
I can turn it down, actually.
Well, but I asked you to, and you always like them loud.
But no, that was slower.
This is what happens. There's a microphone right here, and there's a speaker, and it sits next to the microphone. So that's why the videos are louder than we are, because if we were here, we'd be louder too. Does that make sense?
I can turn it louder. I was just thinking you couldn't hear it at that point. All right, so here's Jesse Waters.
Thriller novel, and it reads like it was professionally teed up by a conspiracy inside the White House, trying to destroy the president before the president destroys them. Remember the context about this. Bill Barr, Durham, and these investigators are about to blow up the entire Spygate cabal. They're about to name names, and this whole thing is about to unravel. So before they do, this is the intelligence community again striking back at Bill Barr and Donald Trump. This is warfare now, because if you read the complaint, this is stuff that's so detailed and so comprehensive and so sophisticated and coming from so many different sources at so many different levels. This has to be an organized cabal of people inside selling this guy the bill of goods, so then he gives it to the Democrats because it reads like a thriller. This doesn't come out of thin air. And there's no guessing why Bill Barr is specifically named in this whistleblower complaint. And it's because they need to discredit him before this thing is released. And you're going to hear also requests for him to recuse himself from not only the Ukraine investigation, but also the Spygate investigation. This is what this is all about. This is sick, and it's no coincidence that Adam Schiff is running this operation again. He's been totally humiliated. Remember, he was on a phone call trying to get naked pictures of Donald Trump in a prank phone call before that was exposed. The networks took this live all day, interrupted regular programming. Huge mistake. The thing had no energy. And remember, this guy, Adam Schiff, was the one that said he had proof that there was Russia collusion. And he never produced it. Now he's saying he has proof that there is a quid pro quo. He still has not produced it. So now he has to fabricate quotes to sell this thing to the American people because he can't sell it on the substance.
And in addition, now they're saying, well, because we don't have the proof that we want of the quid pro quo, then they're hiding it.
Oh my gosh.
So here we have Clinton, who is going on a book tour, but Tale of Gutsy. I mean, it's only 10 seconds. There was many more I'm not playing.
Okay.
So people think that she might be jumping into the race, but this 10 seconds of Hillary Clinton here.
Jay, it's like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado. It was like...
So guess what? I guarantee you that most of those people did not actually want to recommend you.
Well, and I also guarantee you that a lot of those votes were fraudulent.
Yeah. So then
you had fraudulent letters of recommendation.
So this is Donald Trump's attorney, Jay Sekulow from the ACLU-J.
The Ukraine president brings up the issue of my colleague Rudy Giuliani in his conversation about corruption issues. And then the call, of course, is released. And then Adam Schiff does that Saturday Night Live routine that he pulled off yesterday, which not only should have been embarrassing for him, I'm not sure he was cognizant of the fact that it was embarrassing for him, but why didn't he just read the actual transcript? I know. Okay, and then let's read then we release the actual whistleblower complaint. Now, I've been practicing law for 40 years. It was hearsay. The whistleblower acknowledged, I have no firsthand knowledge of these events, but it was told to me by people, you could not get that admitted to court in the U.S. District Court in the Middle District of Georgia, but the Congress doesn't even bother reading that. What do? They do we have the Adam Schiff parody. You know what this is? Political theater. There is no there. There was no violation of law, rule, or regulation. And what you had yesterday was another faux investigation. What are they trying to do? Russia did not work out like they thought. The great Bob Mueller interview was going to be the big deal. It was going to be the moment.
They're trying to do. They're trying They're trying to impeach the president.
Pelosi came out and literally said he can't win in 2020. That translates to we're going to do whatever we can, legal or illegal, to make that happen.
Exactly. So here's a piece from Tucker last night.
2016, the FBI justified opening the Russia investigation, the one that hamstrung the first half of the administration and sucked all of the oxygen out of the city. They justified that based, remember, on Trump's campaign positions. They didn't like his publicly stated views on Russia. The views that voters, by the way, ratified when they elected Trump. But the intel community disagreed with his foreign policy views, so they tried to destroy him. That happened. That's not some defense of Trump. That's an observation of what happened.
Exactly.
And then 2 weeks after he took office, somebody decided to leak the president's phone calls with foreign leaders, the leaders of Australia and Mexico. Imagine that. Imagine trying to run the country when you can't even speak confidentially with your counterparts in other countries.
And they weren't even leaking them for any legal reason.
Right.
It doesn't help America. You may hate Trump. You should still be against that. But that kind of thing has been happening ever since. Well, that's an administrative coup d'etat. I mean, it's not overstatement to say that's what it is. A lot is at stake here. If these people whose names you don't know, who were never elected to anything, succeed in taking over the government and running things in real life, we're done. Our democracy won't recover. The president, not just this president, but future presidents, will be merely figureheads. They'll be beholden to a Praetorian guard of intelligence officials in Washington. If they defy the consensus in Washington...
Though. We really did have a figurehead. And that's what they wanted with Hillary Clinton. That's what they had with George Bush. That's what they had with Bill Clinton. That's what they had with Bush Sr. This is the first time,
Comrade Michelle.
This is the first time that they've ever had a president that isn't a puppet that the intelligence agencies and the power and the globalists control.
That is precisely the problem.
That's why they're saying he can't win again, because he actually represents the American people.
Yes.
On any issue, they'll be sabotaged and hurt. That's what they're trying to do now. So Washington clearly wants to pretend that the 2016 election never happened. Okay, that's amnesia. But now they want to make sure that no future election will matter. And that's terrifying.
It is terrifying. Okay? Now, when Donald Trump was elected, everyone said, "Niet, ni nada. No, we don't want any." Which is the only two phrases that I learned, except spasiba. Spasiba. Thank you.
We're Russian spies.
When we went to Russia.
Yeah.
As teenagers.
I began my career as a Russian spy at 11 years old.
Our uncle started big, giant American corporation over in Russia. He taught us no Russian. We begged, teach me Russian. He said, "Niet,
ni nada."
Ni nada.
Jim West says Trump isn't a yes man. I could not agree more. Wicked Psych says the Democrats that call for donations all say their goal is to be majority House, Senate, Executive Office, and Supreme Court so they can push through anything that they want.
So I'm sorry, I can't help it with the accents today because of the Volodymyr Zelensky. The Ukrainian accent, the Russian is interchangeable.
Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. You've got Saturday and Sunday. The weather here in Ohio is going to be great. I don't know about where you are.
Global warming.
It is. It's all global warming.
We're hitting record highs, global warming.
Isn't it something? Yeah. I'm enjoying it because it's fall and we're able to enjoy our deck
at night when the temperatures
Oh my gosh, the temperatures drop so much that I have to wear like big footies and socks and sweatshirts when I sleep because I have the window open. But in the daytime, we're in sleeveless and shorts and sandals because it's so hot.
It's climate change.
It is. Yeah, it changes in 24 hours. It's incredible. I don't know. The world's going to come to an end. All right. We love you guys.
And God loves you. So God bless.
It's cold.